Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Russia's recent escalation of internet restrictions has led to increasing public and business discontent across the country. According to a report from the Canadian press, measures include widespread cell phone internet shutdowns, blocking popular messaging apps like WhatsApp and Telegram, and cutting access to numerous websites. While officials claim these actions are necessary to counter Ukrainian drone navigation during Russia's four-year full-scale invasion, the crackdown has severely disrupted daily life, electronic payments, and communication for many Russians. Activists have organized cautious protests, filing formal complaints and planning themed rallies, while prominent business and IT leaders, including those from major cell phone operators, have publicly urged authorities to adopt a more balanced approach, citing significant harm to both citizens and the economy. The goal of the authorities appears to be driving internet users towards government-controlled platforms. The Canadian press reports that Finland is set to open Onkalo, the world's first permanent disposal facility for spent nuclear fuel. Decades in the making and costing €1 billion, this repository on Onkalo Island will bury tons of radioactive waste over 400 meters underground in migmatite gneiss bedrock, designed to remain sealed for hundreds of thousands of years until radioactivity levels are safe. However, Edwin Lyman of the Union of Concerned Scientists highlights uncertainties regarding the long-term corrosion of copper canisters and the potential for future generations to access plutonium if not properly secured. While acknowledging geologic disposal as the least bad option compared to surface storage vulnerable to sabotage, Lyman emphasizes the risks to future generations. Nuclear Semiotics is exploring ways to warn people 10,000 years from now about the buried dangers. Finland's Environment Minister, Sari Multala, underscores the country's commitment to managing its own nuclear waste, but doesn't rule out accepting limited foreign waste in the future. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is scheduled for a three-day official visit to Singapore, commencing Thursday, April 9th, and concluding Saturday. This visit, as reported by CNA, underscores the robust bilateral relations between the two nations, fortified by their Comprehensive Strategic Partnership, CSP 2.0, which was launched in October last year. A primary focus of discussions will be energy security, building on commitments made last month to enhance energy supply chain resilience. Both leaders have previously expressed profound concerns over the Middle East conflict's impact on energy infrastructure in regions like the Gulf states and vital shipping lanes such as the Strait of Hormuz. Singapore, heavily reliant on imported natural gas for nearly all its electricity, sources over a third of its liquefied natural gas, LNG, from Australia, a leading global producer. Prime Minister Lawrence Wong recently highlighted the potential for severe consequences should Middle Eastern energy disruptions persist. Albanese is also slated to visit key energy facilities on Jurong Island. In a concerning trend across Appalachia, utility costs, particularly electricity and natural gas, are now surpassing monthly rents and mortgages, causing significant financial hardship for residents. The Canadian press reports that in West Virginia and Ohio, individuals like Eric Pinson, who manages an RV park, have seen bills spike so dramatically that he was forced to raise rents, displacing 16 long-term campers. Disabled homeowner Rebecca Michalski had to take out a loan to cover a $940 electric bill, which exceeded her fixed income and mortgage. Retired railroad worker Charles Duke Hodges' electricity bill jumped from $120 to $450, becoming $60 more than his mortgage payment. This crisis is fueled by a national increase in electricity, 4.8%, and natural gas, 10.9% prices. West Virginia's heavy dependence on aging coal-powered plants, 87% of production, and growing demand from new energy-intensive data centers being built in the region. This contradicts former President Trump's campaign promise to a halve electricity bills, although the White House maintains lowering costs remains a priority. In West Virginia, a state rich in coal, oil, and gas, but plagued by poverty, electricity bills are now exceeding mortgage payments for many residents, despite former President Donald Trump's campaign promise to cut electric costs by half. The Canadian press reports that Rebecca Mikowski, living on a fixed income, faced a staggering $940 February electric bill. Since 2015, the state's average household electricity rate has surged by 73%, natural gas by 51%, and water by 45%, far outpacing national averages and local wages. This dramatic increase is attributed to increased demand, extreme weather, aging infrastructure, rising natural gas prices, and the state's continued reliance on costly aging coal-fired power plants while resisting cheaper, cleaner energy sources. The economic burden is forcing families to choose between food and heat, and some small businesses have closed. Voters, once strong Trump supporters, express disillusionment, feeling that politicians are not addressing their affordability crisis, especially as new power-intensive data centers are approved without clear plans for their energy and water consumption. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.